In Algebra 2, Section 5, 6, we're dealing with the quadratic formula. Now, all of you guys have been dealing in this the past few sections, all these different ways we can be able to solve a quadratic equation, which is the equation with an x squared. You have factoring, you have graphing, complicated ways of factoring, you have completing the square. So what we're doing here is we're going ahead and we're going to be able to solve them all, okay? And by just using this formula. So in this quadratic formula, no matter what the quadratic equation is, if you don't know which method to use, this one will always work. The others will work sometimes, will work most of the time, but this one will always work. And it's very important for you to be able to memorize because guaranteed it will be on the SATs. And the quadratic formula is like this. It's x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Just say it over and over in your head. Hopefully you'll have it memorized by the end of class tomorrow so that you can do it, because you're going to be doing it over and over again. And basically you get all the letters from here. A is the one in front of x squared, b is the one in front of x, and c has no letter attached to it. So let's try a problem and see how it goes. So here we have two problems. The first one is asking us to solve x squared minus 8x equals 33. Now, the first step that you always need to know is that you always have to make it equal to 0 in order for you to solve. Right? So that means I have to take this and I have to subtract 33 from both sides. I end up with x squared minus 8x minus 33 equals 0. My a equals 1, my b equals negative 8, and my c is negative 33. So let's plug it in. We have x equals, x is what we're looking for, minus b, so minus negative 8. So the minus is on the outside of b, so I'm going to continue and I'll put negative 8, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so negative 8 squared, minus 4a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 33, all over 2 times a, which is 1. So let's continue. A negative and a negative equal positive, so positive 8, plus or minus the square root. This is 8 times 8. Negative 8 times negative 8 is positive 64. So 64. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4, and negative 4 times negative 33 is, negative 4 times negative 33 is positive 132, so plus 132 all over 2. Okay? Then we have x equals plus or minus 64 times 132 is 198 over 2. Sorry, 196, what was I thinking? Okay, and then we have 8 plus or minus the square root of 196 is 14 over 2. Now in here there are two answers, and I'll show you how to get those two answers. The first one is going to be 8 plus 14 divided by 2, and then 8 minus 14. So the first x is 8 plus 14 divided by 2. Okay, so we have 8 plus 14 is, why can't I think of it? Sorry. It's been a long day, guys. 22 over 2, which is 11. Okay, that's our first answer. And then our next one is 8 minus 14 over 2. Okay, 8 minus 14 is negative 6. Divided by 2 is negative 3. So our two answers, so that means in the graph we would have 11 and negative 3. Okay, and that's our two answers for that. So you see how that plus and minus come to play? We're going to go ahead and try another one. This one is x is, A is 1, B is negative 6, and C is 2. This one is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared, negative 6 squared, minus 4 times a times c, all over 2a. Then we have x equals positive 6 plus or minus the square root of 36. 4 times 1 is 4. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. All over 2 times, it's supposed to be 2 times 1, which is all over 2. Okay? Then next, we have x equals 6 plus or minus square root of 28 over 2. Now, if I square rooted 28, I would get a decimal. What's my decimal? .29. So because this doesn't give me a whole number, I'm going to go ahead and just stop right there. Because both answers are going to be decimals, I'm just going to go ahead and stop and leave my answer there. So if they give you a whole number, go ahead and continue and find the two answers. If they don't give you a whole number, that means you'll have a decimal, so you're just going to leave your answer in square root form. Alright? Go ahead and try page 281, number 4, page 281, number 4, and see you tomorrow.